the party is returning from their very first dungeon exploration. We didn't have a chance to heal our wounds or replenish our spent spells. We stumble upon a dungeon entrance on the side of a small hill and think, why not? It's going to be a quick sidetrack, just a short exploration. Let's go in and see if there are any evil monsters to bash. We will be out of it and home before sundown. What could go wrong? Hello and welcome on the second adventure of Bob and his team. Actually, this is our way home, but before we leave from the very first dungeon, we have something to do, because I totally forgot about the level up, I mean the XP roll we can have for killing the final boss. And I was already thinking about what to do, because this is Lenina, our cleric, and she is the only one who has this kind of bonus that half of level is added to something, actually her attack. So if she is a level 2 cleric, she can add 1 to all of her attacks. It doesn't matter if the enemy is undead or not. So first of all, let's roll for Lenina's level up. We have to roll 2 or better. Okay, it's enough. So now we have Lenina the cleric on level 2 with 6 maximum health and 4 actual health. That's how level up works. We just add 1 to the health points, and the cleric has still 3 blessings and 3 healings. And as you could hear, we are not home yet. So Lenina has used healing power, Crystal has used sleep and 2 used fireball spells, but she still has a fireball scroll and a lightning bolt scroll, so they have options to use their skills. I am mostly worried about Paul, who has only 2 health, so a heal roll for Lenina healing Paul. It is 6, okay, so Paul originally didn't have 6 health, so he is with 4 health at his max. Okay, oh, and 1 healing power used. And now I hope that the last one will be enough to fight through the dungeon on our way home. But what is this? On Our Way Home is the very first adventure of the Lairs, and Burrows supplement, which contains 9 of these short adventures. You have to read a very short introduction for each adventure before deciding if you want to go with it or not, and the rules and other informations are just after your decision. I decided that on our way home we will go down to this dungeon, because what could go wrong? Now it is time to read the rules. This is a random dungeon of 7 rooms. If you roll only corridors, you may reroll the last 3 rooms until you get a room. Okay. Since it takes guts to face a dungeon with depleted resources, you will automatically get a single XP roll if you make it out of the dungeon alive after visiting the 7th room, even if you choose to flee and do not defeat the final boss. This XP roll is an addition to any other XP rolls for defeating monsters in the game. Great! We have only 7 rooms to clear, and the final boss will automatically be met in the 7th room, unless by the luck of the dice you met it earlier, so it can happen. It is good to know that if we meet the final boss earlier, we will not get the extra XP roll unless visiting all the 7 rooms. So basically our goal is to clear 7 rooms, and in the final room we can expect a major monster, a final boss. And now it is time for playing, so roll for the first room, I mean the entrance room. We have number 3 as an entrance room. Okay, here we have number 3. You already know how I do the maps. Okay, now roll for the first room. The result is 23, so this is the first room to explore, and let's see what is the content in the first room. 7. Roll on the minions table. Okay, it is a d6 table. And it is 2d6 fungifolks. At least we know fungifolks. 8 fungi folks, level 3. And they are poisonous. It is time for attack. We are in a room. Yes, we are in a room, not in a corridor, so everybody can attack. Let's roll for Bob's first attack in this dungeon. It is 2, and Bob is a warrior, adding his level to his attacks, so +1, which is 3, meaning that Bob could hit one of the fungi folks. And now they are just 7. Okay. Paul's first attack in this dungeon. It is 2, which won't be enough because the knife gives -1 and there are more fungus in the room than we are. So yeah, it's only 2, it's not enough. And now time for Lenina's first attack. It is 4. 4 +1, because now we can add half of her level, is 5. +1 for the mace is 6, meaning that she managed to kill 2 fungi folks. Now they are just 5. Great, great, great. Almost half of them is gone. Okay, an attack for Crystal with the dagger. 6 exploding. 6 +1 is 7. -1 because of the dagger is still 6, so Crystal could hit 2 of the fungus with the dagger, so now they are 3, meaning less than half, and we can roll for their morale. 4. It means they are staying and continue fighting. Okay, they are 3, so we have to defend 3 times. Bob will be the one defending at first. 6, okay. And now exploding 6, so I roll again. It is totally 11 +1, 12. Bob totally defended himself. Okay, now we have 2 more to assign. Paul will be the second one defending. Oh, and natural 1, meaning Paul wasn't able to defend himself, only leaving with 3 life points. And Lenina and Crystal. Lenina has more health, so she will be the one receiving the third attack. And she rolled 4. She also have a ladder with +1 defense, so it is 5 in total, which is bigger than level 3, so she also saved. Okay, now our turn again. So Bob, please roll for attack. 2 +1 with his level, it's enough, it's 3. So now we only have 2 fungus left, meaning Paul can add his level to his attack rolls. Let's do it. 5 +1 is 6, -1 because of the 9 is 5 again, so it is enough for 1 fungi. And there is only 1 last of these folks. We have 2 characters to hit. I hope one of the ladies could do it. Lenina for an attack roll. 5, great. +1 is 6, +1 by the mace is 7, so we are over this fight. Okay, we managed to defeat the 8 fungi folks in the first room, and now we can roll for treasure. Yes, they have normal treasure. Let's roll for it. 6, ooh, magic treasure. Ring of Teleportation allows the user to automatically pass a defense roll by moving that character out of the room. Okay, let's give this ring to Lenina. And they were minions, so no XP roll at this time. And we can move to the second room. Let's see what's it. The shape of the room is 15. Here we have the second room, and let's see what we find in there. 11. Roll on the boss table, then roll d6, and we are adding every boss or weird monster we have already encountered in this dungeon. If the total is 6 or plus, Then this is the final boss. So we have a rule for the final boss. I haven't used it yet in the last dungeon. So now it is time for roll on the boss table at first. Our boss will be the fourth one. We will remember this. And now I roll if it is the main boss, final boss or not. Oh, it is a final boss. Okay, we've found the final boss on the second room. Who is boss number 4? Medusa. Okay, so now we have Medusa to kill as a final boss, and we still have to explore 5 more rooms to fulfill the quest for the extra XP roll. Let's see it. So Medusa has 4. Medusa is level 4 and has 4 life points, but because of the rules of the final boss, it will have 5 life points and it will attack twice. Okay, she will have treasure +1, that's good news, but first of all we have to defeat this Medusa. And the challenge is starting because all characters at the beginning of the battle must save versus a level 4 gaze attack or be turned to stone, and petrified characters are out of the game until a blessing spell is cast on them. But rogues add half their level to this save. So Paul will add nothing actually because he is on level 1, so he has nothing to add as half of his level. This Medusa won't have any reactions because the final boss is always fight to death. Time for Bob's roll defending against petrification. 4, yes, okay, Bob's are right. Paul. Okay, Paul became stone. Now I roll for Crystal, our wizard. Oh no. Okay, we are facing the final boss. We are facing the final boss with 2 petrified characters, a rogue and a wizard. So that's all about the wizard's spells like lightning bolt. Bob and Lenina, I think both are strong enough and they could kill the Medusa. Let's roll for Lenina. 4, yes. Okay, now we have a petrified Paul, a petrified Crystal, and we have a very, very alive and motivated Bob and Lenina to fight the Medusa. Now the next question is if they are able to kill the Medusa by themselves, or should I spend a turn with Lenina using a blessing and returning someone to life, Crystal or Paul? I think I will start the fight with Bob and we'll see how it goes. So Bob is rolling for the first attack versus the Medusa. 2 plus 1 for the level is 3, and it is not enough as the Medusa has 4 levels. Lenina will use her blessing power and will bring Crystal back to life from the petrified situation. We have +2 as Lenina is level 2. Let's roll for creating Crystal. Oh no way. It's a natural one. So Crystal is still in stone form. Lenina has 1 less blessing spell, and now the Medusa has 2 attacks. And we have 2 characters moving and alive, so Bob will save for the Medusa's attack versus the Medusa's attack. 5, great, it is enough. And now Lenina will defend. It is not the day of Lenina. Okay, now she has 3 health. And our turn begins again. So Bob hits. I hope that he can hit. 6, yes. 6 plus 1 is 7, and plus 1 for level is 8. 8. Is she level 4? Yes, she is level 4. Okay, now she has only 3 health out of the 5. She won't roll for morale as she's the final boss, so always fight to death. Lenina will try to blast Crystal again. Let's do this. No way. No way. Okay, now as Lenina has only one more blessing power, it is clear that either Paul or Crystal will come home in stone form. Okay, now it's the Medusa's turn again. We have to defend. One defense roll for Bob. 3 and +1 and +2 because of the leather armor and the shield, which is enough. 5. Okay, Bob defended successfully. Now a defense roll for Lenina. 3 +1 is 4, which is not enough against a level 4, because if we are defending, we have to roll over our target. Okay, Lenina with 2 health points. And yeah, imagine the situation. Bob is hitting the Medusa and hitting and just looking back to Lenina what's happening there, and Lenina is just not doing anything. So Bob will hit again, hopefully. 4, yes. 4 +1 for the level is 5, which is totally enough. So now the Medusa has only 2 health points. Great, great, great. And Lenina... Okay, Lenina will attack, and it seems that they can manage to defeat the Medusa, just the 2 of them. Please, Lenina. Whoa, 6! Now, if she needs attacking and not blessing, she is on fire. So 11 was the roll. +1 as half of the level is 12. +1 for the mace, it's 13. Okay, maybe Lenina is a warrior, deeply, not a cleric, because she managed to kill the Medusa. And now it is time for looting. Let's roll with +1. 6. Okay, it doesn't matter if 6 or 7, because 6 and 6 plus is a random magic item. 5, which is a potion of healing. Great! Lenina will be the one having the potion of healing. And it is a final boss, meaning if it has a magic item on its treasure, you will find 2 magic items instead. Okay, so we can have another roll on the magic items table. Let's do this. 4. Magic weapon, great! Gives +1 to its user's attack rolls. This is a permanent magic item, and roll d6 to determine its type. Okay. 4. 5. Slashing hand weapon. Okay, so it's a sword. It's a sword +1, and Bob has a sword anyway. So now he will have 2 swords, and this is a sword +1, which he will use from now on. Okay, we killed the Medusa. Now imagine Paul and Crystal standing here as statues, and Bob and Lenina is being happy for the success and for the loot. I try to resurrect Paul this time. I mean, bless Paul this time. 2. Lenina used her last blessing power, but she managed to bring Paul back to life. And now we have a petrified crystal, and we will bring her body back to the town. But before moving on, Bob and Lenina has an XP roll because of killing the Medusa, the final boss. So Lenina is already on level 2, and it is time for Bob's first XP roll. 3, great, amazing. Now we have 2 characters on level 2. And that's all, because with Crystal being petrified, I don't want to go further in this dungeon. So it was only a short one with 2 rooms, and I can live without the extra XP roll for exploring all the 7 rooms of this dungeon. I will go out, and now I have to track back. We have to roll for wandering monsters on room number 1. Oh no, no way we have wandering monsters on the only room we have to go through. Okay, so roll for wandering monster. 3, which means minions. Which minions? Number 5. These 3 trolls, ooh, they are huge. We'll see how many of them. 2 trolls. I have to take the note they are wandering, just to remember not to roll for any treasures, because wandering monsters don't have any treasures. The 2 trolls are level 5. Trolls regenerate unless killed by a spell or unless a character uses 1 attack to chop an already killed troll to bits. If this does not happen, roll a die for every killed troll on its next turn. On a 5 or 6, the troll will come back to life and continue to fight. Okay, now we have to know that they are regenerating. Okay, it is a room. So now I imagine that Bob and Paul is bringing Crystal's body in stone form, and Lenina has a free hand. The guys cannot defend correctly. I mean, they have the leather armor, but Bob is not holding his shield because of carrying Crystal. It totally makes sense that the trolls are seeing that they are not able to defend fully, so they are attacking. The 2 defense rolls for Bob and Paul are 3 and 4. 3 plus 1 plus 1, so 5. And for Paul, it's 4 plus 1 is 5, and the leather armor is 6. Okay, Paul defended successfully, and now Bob has his first hit. Now it's our turn to fight. Paul and Bob's turn is for put down Crystal's body, so Lenina is the only one who can hit one of the trolls. Okay, let's roll for Lenina's attack. 6, great. 4, so 6 plus 4, Lenina rolled 10 for her attack, plus 1, as half of her level is 11, plus 1 for the mace is 12. 12 is enough to kill both trolls. Now, let's stop for a moment. Lenina, using her 2-handed mace, slashed the 2 trolls, and it was just a few more minutes to chop them by Paul and Bob. Hey, we killed the 2 trolls, great. Okay, they were minions, so no XP rolls, and they were wandering, so no treasure rolls, but at least we are almost out of the dungeon. We just have to roll if the entrance room is filled by wandering monsters or not. No wandering monsters. Yes, we are out of the dungeon. And I could be happy, and actually I can be happy, because it's true that Crystal is still petrified, but Bob and Paul can bring her body home, and we don't have to pay for a blessing, because Lenina will do it. After a good sleep, she will regenerate 1 of her blessing powers, and she will do it. If it fails, she can do it next day. So until the next adventure, I am sure Lenina will have a successful blessing on Crystal. So that was the second dungeon, which was just a quick run. They were already wounded. They didn't have restored spells or powers fully. So that was it. I hope you enjoyed, and next time I already have an idea what to do. So if you're curious and interested, don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.